My name is Omar Gandhi, and I am a Canadian architect, and we were the lead design firm behind the Toronto Fisher Paykel Experience Centre. The Fisher Paykel Toronto Experience Centre is located here in Liberty Village in the Carpet Factory, one of the oldest buildings in downtown Toronto. The Carpet Factory building, this space, the boiler room, it certainly gave us some insight into the possibilities of this space by looking past the outdated infrastructure. And I think this was probably the starting point of our design, was pulling everything in from the walls to really expose the weathered brick. And so it's a beautiful dichotomy, I think, between both the kind of crafted and refined interior space that represent the product itself, but then the rawness of the base building. From the outset, we worked very closely with the team at Fisher Paykel on the planning and design of the space. The objective for us was pretty clear. Of course, we knew that the appliances themselves would shine, but we wanted to show it in a way that would speak to a Toronto experience. At the same time, I think that we really tell a story about sustainability and adaptive reuse, and that being kind of the underlying theme here. Of course, it's easy to find the location because of the chimney itself, which you walk towards. But from the outside, it's really understated. As you step in, the first stop along this journey is the chimney itself. The first kitchen is the minimal kitchen in collaboration with Gibson Greenwood. In the minimal kitchen, you have this hanging acoustic grid and really sort of absorbs sound in a really beautiful way while giving a glimpse of the ceiling above. The next stop is the professional kitchen, which I think is probably the most popular in some ways. That was built in collaboration with Henrybuilt, and you can really imagine people gathering around the island. In the professional kitchen, of course, you have the wheat sculpture, both designed and crafted by Timberlost. And then you turn the corner, and beneath this massive hanging volume is the contemporary kitchen. The island itself was designed by Arclinea, and I really think that we wanted to have a very unique Toronto experience when it relates to the mastery of temperature, when people come to experience food within the space. The scale of both the island and the table, I think, really speak to the number of people that this can accommodate. It's really a place to get together and talk about design and talk about food. Design in New Zealand is such an important aspect, and I think there was, of course, parallels between New Zealand and Canadian ways of living, ways of looking at the world, and design. And so I think it was really important that we told this story about craft and really told a story in a way that our New Zealand colleagues would be proud. Throughout the space, you see there's a really simple palette that speaks to Canadian and North American craft and materials. But some of those items include this charred wood that hangs above the social kitchen, as well as the white oak on the floor and that surrounds the millwork. And local wood species used for Christian Wu's table, as well as the chairs and stools by Costella. There was a real focus on tactility, what materials feel like, what they look like with different levels of light hitting it at different times of the day. And in the background are these beautiful appliances that seem to recede into the millwork and really are the star of the show. Sitting here now reflecting on the project, I think the thing that we're most proud of is that we were able to retain really the authenticity of the base building that we're in, and we were able to tell a uniquely Canadian and Toronto story for this Toronto Experience Centre for Fisher Paykel. I think it really speaks to the power of shaping space.